one more, and we'll call it a night. Minesweeper. This looks like a tough one. I haven't even read it yet. Okay, in the popular Minesweeper game, you have a board with some mines, and those cells that don't contain a mine have a number in it that indicates the total number of mines neighboring it. Starting off with some arrangement of mines, we want you to create a Minesweeper game setup. See, this would actually be a real thing that you could use in implementing Minesweeper. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so this index has one mine next to it, and that would be this one in the corner. So we have to check out all of them around. It's like this one in the middle, right? It is a mine, but the only one it has around it that is a mine is that one. So with things like this, when I'm looking at like a square around it, around a certain value, I like to implement my own getter function. So if I'm looking at something down here, the getter function will handle the logic of, well, can I get these values, right? Can I get those, right? And so what I would do is I would do var get is equal to a function. I'll call it like get val. Is equal to a function, and that function is given a y and an x value. And so now what I'll do is I'll test if the y is less than 0, or if the y is greater than the matrix.length is greater than or equal to the matrix.length. Right, and those are the y conditions. Then I'm going to return, since this matrix is filled with true or false, and I only care about the true, and I won't count the false, it won't make any difference if I just return false, right? And that covers the y's. So now let's cover the x's. Else, okay, else x is less than 0, or x is greater than or equal to matrix index 0 dot length. Kind of a cheat, but I'll take it. This only works, it's a cheat because it only works with a square matrix, right? So if like if we've got more values down here than we do up here, then this getting this index wouldn't work, right? But it'll be fine. This will be fine. So that's what happens if it does that. Well, else return matrix index y index x. So if it passes all of those, then the value is actually in the matrix, and I can return it there. Okay? Perfect. So now all I have to do is create my easy response object, which is going to be an empty array for right now. And so for thinking. All right, I got it. For each of the y values, for var y is equal to, I don't like calling it y when I just called something y up there. I'm going to call it I and j. Var I is equal to 0, I is less than matrix.length I plus plus. For var j is equal to 0, j is less than matrix index I dot length j plus plus. Now what I want to do, Well, I want to get the sum of all the values around it. Get the sum of all the values around it. I almost want to make another function for this. I think I will. So this is just going to be a line like I did in the last one, and that line is going to be an empty function, and then here I'm going to say line.push sum vals around some vals around the I and J. I haven't created that. I'll do that in a second. And then just so I don't screw up, res.push line. And then res return res. Yeah? Great. And so now var sum vals is equal to a function where I get a y and an x. Then I'll have a sum, and then so I have to get all the ones from I got to do a square around it, so I have to subtract 1 from x and y. I have to subtract 1, so like this is my value, right? This is going to be subtracting 1 from x, this is going to be subtracting 1 from y, this is going to be subtracting 1 from both x and y, this is going to be subtracting 1 from y, adding 1 to x, adding to x, adding to x and y, adding to y, subtracting from x, adding to y, subtracting, yeah, that's right. So really all I want to do is I want to iterate over 9 numbers, and those 9 numbers are going to be my dx and my dy. So var dx is equal to -1. Yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. Dx is less than or equal to 1. Dx plus equals dx plus plus. And then var dy is going to be the same thing. -1, dy is less than or equal to 1, and dy plus plus. Now the only thing I want to ignore is x and y. So if dx is equal to 0 and dy is equal to 0, I just want to continue on that one. I want to skip that bit, but if not, then I'm going to do this. So if get val x, y, yeah, y plus dy x plus dx. So this right here is going to get all the values for all these ones around. And so if it is true, I want a plus sum plus equals 1. Sum plus plus. And bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to return a sum right here. And that sum is going to get added to the line. That line is going to get added to the response. And then I'm going to return the response. Bada bing, bada boom. 3 of them down. All 5 of them down. There we go. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's 6 questions solved from level 5. It only took me 48 minutes, 50 minutes to solve level 5. So, yeah. And it was a silly one, too. It was the IPv4 one where I was trying to get all the cases. I was trying to oversimplify it, really. I should have just handled all the cases and gotten it over with. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, look out for more coming up in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below. And yeah, we'll see you next time.